Tree knowledge. It's the difference between a clean job and a costly mistake. Forestry mulchers can clear anything, but that doesn't mean that they should, because every tree tells a story of the land, of the owner, and sometimes of the law. Get it wrong, and you can wipe out legacy oaks, violate federal guidelines, or erase a property line that's been standing for a century. Get it right, and you'll deliver professional results, protect the right species, and earn the kind of trust that grows long after the job is done. And here at Brushworks, we've seen how knowing your trees pays off every single time. Dendrology. It's just a fancy word for the study of trees. But in forestry mulching, it's one of the most practical skills that you can have. We're not just running machines, we're managing ecosystems. Every property, from a backyard to 100-acre federal contract, has a mix of species. Some you remove, some you preserve. And if you can't tell one from the other, you're flying blind. Knowing your trees means knowing your impact. That's what separates a land clearer from a land steward. Homeowners call Brushworks because they want land opened up, trails cut, views restored, and undergrowth cleared. But 9 times out of 10, they also have trees they want to keep. It might be a giant oak their grandparents planted, a maple that shades their home, or a line of hickories that mark the back edge of their pasture. When you can walk the property and say, "That's a red oak, mature and healthy, we'll keep that one," or "That's a box elder, invasive and weak structure, we'll remove it," you build instant trust. People don't just see you as someone running a mulcher. They see you as someone who understands their land. And that's the difference between being hired once and being called back for every project after. Now, if you ever plan to work with the U.S. Forest Service, county parks, or conservation districts, tree identification isn't optional, it is required. Many of these contracts specify exactly which species must remain standing. Maybe it's white oaks for wildlife habitat, maybe it's sycamores along a riparian buffer, or longleaf pines being restored in a management zone. They hand you a list of do not mulch species, and if you can't identify those on site, you're risking fines, rework, or even losing the contract. At Brushworks, we've had projects where crews had to flag every black walnut, leave standing all hickories, and selectively remove only invasive elms and honey locusts. You can't do that with guesswork. You've got to know bark texture, leaf shape, and growth pattern, even in the dormant season when there are no leaves to help you out. That is where true professionalism shows up. Here's something most people don't realize. Trees are often the oldest records of land ownership. Long before GPS, surveyors used witness trees, large, unique trees near corner stakes or section lines to make boundaries. They'd carve or blaze the bark and record it in the survey notes. You'll see things like white oak, 18-inch diameter, 4 lengths west of corner. Those notes still show up in deed descriptions today. So when you're mulching along a fence line or clearing property edges, you might be looking at a boundary tree that is legally significant. Cut it down and you can cause a boundary dispute or destroy physical evidence of a survey line. We've come across trees that were literally the reason 2 property owners settled a disagreement. That old oak at the corner wasn't just shade, it was history, and we left it standing. You don't have to be a botanist to know your trees. Start simple. Learn the 10 to 15 species you see most in your region. Here in the Cincinnati area, that means we have oaks like a red, white, or a pin oak. There's a lot of different oak species out there. Or you've got maples like a sugar maple, silver maple, or a box elder. And then you've also got trees like hickories, ash, sycamore, and walnut. But you also need to know your invasives, like your honeysuckle, autumn olive, tree of heaven, or calorie pear. Use bark patterns, branching structure, and site conditions to identify if you're not sure. Use a field guide or an app to double check before cutting. And always walk the property with the customer first. Flag the trees to keep and mark them bright and visible. Once that fecon head starts spinning, it's too late to second guess. Remember, every tree you save is a sign you know what you're doing. Tree knowledge also helps you read the site. Certain species tell you about soil type, drainage, or past land use. If you see sycamores, you're near water. If you see red cedar popping up, the ground was probably once pasture. Black willows, wet soil. Sweet gums, compacted clay. Tulip populars, young forest succession. Those clues help you plan machine access, decide where to enter and exit, and understand what you'll face below the surface. Trees are maps if you know how to read them. One of the most rewarding parts of this work is preserving legacy trees, those massive oaks or walnuts that have been standing for generations. When you mulch around them, opening up the understory, giving them sunlight and room, you're not just clearing land, you're restoring the forest hierarchy. You're saying, we keep the giants and we manage everything else. That is professional forestry. That is stewardship. And it's something our team at Brushworks takes seriously every single day. So when people ask, what's the real secret to professional forestry mulching? It's not just horsepower, hydraulic flow, or cutting depth. It is knowledge. Knowing your trees changes everything. It builds trust with clients. It keeps you compliant on government jobs. It protects history, preserves habitat, and turns a rough clearing job into a work of restoration. That's the level Brushworks operates on, and that's the standard that sets us apart. So if you're in the Cincinnati area and need land cleared or brush managed, visit brushworksco.com. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll also enjoy the one on your screen right now. Go check that out, and thanks for watching.